Hey everybody. So this week's Parsha Kiteitzei has a lot of mitzvahs. 74 mitzvahs of the 613. Do the math. I think I did. I think it was 12%. Many mitzvahs in this Parsha. One of the more curious ones is the mitzvah associated with the Ben Sorer Umoreh, the stubborn and rebellious child, who apparently, according to Jewish tradition, eats too much, drinks too much at a very specific age. And the Torah narrates how the parents take him to the Beit Din, to the court, who eventually do away with him, stone him, give him the death penalty. Now, hold on. I know you might be upset at this, and that's why the Talmud points out very clearly this is a completely theoretical case. It never happened, and not only did it not ever happen, it never will happen. So what's it doing in the Torah? So they say, lidrosh ulakabel schar, to study it and receive reward. What's the reward? Just studying for the sake? No. It's study this and you'll get, hopefully, some lessons about raising children and lessons on how not to raise children. And so here's one. Because the verse says that when the parents bring him to court, V'yomrel ziknei iro, they say to the elders of his city, Benenu zeh sorer moreh, the son of ours, he's gluttonous and he drinks too much, he's rebellious. Einenu shomeh b'kolenu, he does not listen to our voice. Doesn't listen to kolenu, our voice. And based on this word, our voice, the Talmud says, Rabbi Yehuda says, if his mother and father don't have an identical voice, and even appearance and height, they have to be identical. So therefore, he cannot qualify as a Ben Sorer Moreh, stubborn and rebellious child. They have to be identical. Now I ask you, what father and mother look identical? They have different voices. They sound differently. They look differently. No one's identical. A husband and a wife are never identical like that. And so inasmuch as that's impossible, this will never happen. So what's the lesson? So the general rule, the general lesson, and it's an illegitimate one, is that parents have to have identical voices. They have to speak the same language. They got to be on the same page. So for instance, if let's say mom is really into being Jewish and she wants to have a kosher kitchen and she's doing everything to have a kosher kitchen, but dad's not into it and he doesn't want to do that and he dismisses it, so the kid's getting conflicting messages. That's not good. That's not healthy. That's not the way you got to raise kids. You got to be on the same page. You have to have kolenu, our voice. You have to be identical. But there's another way of looking at it, what I would suggest. The exact opposite in a certain sense. They can't have identical voices. They have to come from different perspectives. Because if a child is only hearing one thing, and let's say he's frustrated with something, and he disagrees with his parents, but mom and dad are totally on the same page, they're identical in their approach to him and how they speak to him and how he views them, identical height and appearance and everything, so that's going to hurt him. He's going to be very frustrated because he has no one to turn to. There's got to be differences between mom and dad. And that's why we see oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, I mentioned this before, the dad is the disciplinarian, the heavy, the one who sets down the rules. And the mother gives unconditional love. And no matter what the kid does, she's still there for him. Children need that. Children need to see from parents, they got to get a different perspective on things. That if they're both identical and the same, so then they have no one to turn to. And if they can't turn to their family, they turn to outsiders. They end up rebelling because their parents are totally kolenu, the exact same voice, height, appearance, message. Nothing differentiates. And so, on the one hand, there's got to be a balance here. That yes, we have to be on the same page. Mom and dad have to be on the same page when they raise their kids so the kid gets a consistent message. But on the other hand, there has to be a divergence. There has to be differences. There has to be good cop, bad cop sometimes. So when a child is feeling one thing, receiving one thing from one parent, he can turn to the other for support. So that's another way of looking at it that I would suggest that we need to learn, lidrosh lekabel sar, learn, understand it, and receive the reward of the important insights that the Torah is trying to get across to us in raising children. Have a good Shabbat.